All right, welcome back. Now, you might see a reduction of live streams and an increase in pre recorded videos. As I explained to the members, live streaming, well, when you go live, you use a lot more data, whole lot more data. So be on the lookout for that. And I want to deal with this story on this stream. I might go back to one stream, one public live stream a week. We'll see how it goes. But you see the title to this stream. Should have euthanized them. This story surfaced. It's actually a follow-up story of a woman who was attacked by dogs that she was trying to feed. She's trying to care for, giving this thing our resources. This worthless turd wasting our resources on this mutant. These mutants. And on this day, they decided to tee off on her. Some thanks, right? The lady's name was Wilma. And she was the kennel owner. She was the owner. So the dogs teed off on the top dog of the kennel. The head honcho herself. And wouldn't you know, the head honcho got hugs and kisses. One of those people who believes that, as long as you're loving and sweet and kind to the mutts, they'll be sweet and kind to you back. She found out otherwise. She found out the truth the hard way. We knew the truth without having to find out the hard way and without being delusional. Co-signing with rhetoric that's obviously not true. Raise them with hugs and kisses. Just show them love. They just want love. What happened to all that type of talk? They just want love and attention and hugs and kisses and food. Take them out to walk and exercise. And it's that crowd of people who gets mauled most often. Y'all get mauled. That's just a fact. The big burly men who are out here slapping their dogs around, using aggression, they don't pop up in the news as often. Being attacked by their own dog. That's just a fact. Don't matter what nobody think about that. That's the fact. Gotta address this specific crowd because I'm sick of them. Y'all's goofy lectures like what I just played in the most recent live stream. The pit bulls are sweet. They're sweet creatures that deserve our love and attention. Go to the shelter and look at the pit bulls. They're sweet. I am sick of that crowd of people. Y'all need to really, especially so that crowd of pit bull advocates, y'all need to really shut up. Why? Why do I say that? Because you get attacked the most. It even appears in the statistics. More women are attacked and deleted than men. And it's you hugs and kisses and cuddle in the bed. Y'all snuggled up under the blankets. Oh, it'll never attack me. What are you thinking, that your affection, your womanly affection, gonna win over this maggot's heart? What are you stupid or what? Are y'all stupid or what? Oh, so embarrassing. See people behaving like that, as if you're some type of delusional 2-year-old. So while this lady was feeding the dog, and no doubt giving it kisses, oh, come here, Rover, probably in there making out with the mutt. Now, according to the report, she actually had her grandchildren present. Her grandchildren were present at the time. And these mutts teed off on Wilma. I mean, gave her a good mauling. One that she's still trying to recover from. Now remember, the name of her company is Must Love Dogs Kennels and Doggy Parlor. How ironic, huh? Oh, what a name. You must love dogs now. You have to love dogs. If you don't, something's wrong with you. And look at you. And the next day, this is you. The same one trying to give us a lecture on how we must love dogs. And as soon as we reject the presence of a dog, you looking at us like we got brain damage and like we're evil and dirty people. Must love dogs. And then the next minute, you laid up, wrapped up in bandages after these mutts then bit holes out of you. Now, Becca Buddy, I think this is like a different version of GoFundMe. Look like they got currency in different currency here, and they're trying to raise. They got the donate button. And they share more details about what happened. So let's scroll down here. See what else we can find out about this lady who told us that we must love dogs and based her life on feeding these mutant killers, maggot pieces of trash. About 8 a.m., Wilma suffered a vicious attack by 2 bull terriers that were boarding at her kennels. The dogs have been boarding since July 14th. And she has been feeding and tending to them personally every single day. So it wasn't the first time that the dogs had seen her, right? These were familiar dogs. June 14th, July, August, September, October. The dogs have been seeing her every single day for the past 4 months. Is that what you're telling me? So they should have been less likely to do something like this, right? Seeing her every day, and when they see her, there's food. Really? Now, think about this now. Remember the Pavolian dog. Shouldn't these dogs have been conditioned by what she was doing? Remember, those of you, the Pavlovian dog. Shouldn't these dogs have been conditioned by what she was doing? These things are so deformed, inbred, mutant, maggot pieces of trash. You can't even condition them based on this alleged classic conditioning. You educators, y'all are so worthless. Everybody out there, all you professionals, you're worthless. You're not true educators. We all know that. Everything you've said is a lie. These things are not intelligent. They're not loving. They're not thankful. They're not loyal. They're the most abnormal, unusual, ungrateful, disloyal. They're just living. They have no feelings or emotion or soul. They're just living and obsessed with food and attacking people and defecating everywhere. Why were these dogs not conditioned to not harm this lady when she was bringing food to them every day? She should have been the last person that they teed off on. And once they started, they couldn't stop. Maybe they got tired of cold food. Such worthless mutants. I can prove they're worthless. These things are obsessed with food, and their bright idea is to delete their only source of food. And this is a pattern with these dumb mutants. They're worthless. You telling me these things are not worth? These things are deserving of mass euthanasia. Y'all know it. Even you dog lovers, you know this is the truth. They go above and beyond being deserving of mass euthanasia. So this means none of you pit nutters, pit bull lovers, you dog lovers, the love and trust and bond you think you had with your dog, you don't. I don't care if you raised them from a puppy. We're going to move on to one of those stories as well. It don't matter whether you've been feeding them every day for 4 months or if you raised these worthless maggots from the time they were puppies. Now look at this. Look at what else they included here. They said it is unclear why they attacked. They had plenty of room, and they were all allowed to roam in a fenced-off camp on a daily basis. Unclear? Well, she had to have provoked them, like y'all always insist happens. Where's that lecture at now? About how they never attack unprovoked. Something had to have set them off. That's what y'all say. So why aren't you saying it now? I want to hear this. It is unclear. Y'all perfectly clear when you're trying to explain why they launch attacks. Every single article, website, resource available where you're trying to explain why these things launch attacks, y'all never say that you don't know why. You always go on to try to explain why they attack. It's fear. It's anxiety, you big know-it-alls. And then after attacks happen, we don't know what happened. Again, this is why, y'all are not professionals, man. I know that's a disrespectful thing to say, but y'all prove this. Wilma was alone at the kennels with 2 of her grandkids at the time of the attack. Wow. So it could have been one of them. Fortunately, the neighbors heard her cries. Wait a minute. Now, like I mentioned with the lady who had her arm bitten off, where was the Roscoe? This proves that these people are truly delusional and truly believe that their hugs, kisses, and making out with these things is going to fill the dog's love with fill their heart with warm love, and they're just like humans. As long as you show them love, just like that lady said, teach them to love, they'll love and they'll be harmless. You can tell they truly believe that because they're walking around unarmed, surrounded by dogs. Many of them just came into the place. That is so reckless. You don't even carry protection. Do you not keep up with attacks? With how many people who work at kennels get attacked? Wow. It's like a war zone. Y'all have no business engaged in this. You have no idea what you're doing, what you're involved in, and that's why you end up like this all the time. Trying to lecture us on how we must love dogs and something wrong with us for not being a nutter. When y'all end up like this all the time, every single day. Oh, GoFundMe. Oh, help me recover. No. Playing Russian roulette with your own life. Expect other people to bail you out. And then what you going to do? Go right back to wasting our resources on these same mutant trash that put you in the hospital. Chewed holes out your body. You had to be saved by a neighbor. Boy, oh boy, this is insane. Again, this could have been her grandkids who were present. If the dogs had attacked her grandkids, would she be deserving of sympathy? No. She would deserve a scalding. What's wrong with you? Bring your grandkids around these dangerous killers. You understand? Nobody would be feeling, she would be questioned at that point. She'd probably be arrested. Like, this was endangerment. You bring your grandkids to a flipping kennel? No, woman, get in these handcuffs. Nobody about to feel sorry for you. So just because you ended up getting mauled, I'm not feeling sorry for you. You should have had them euthanized. That's your own fault. Euthanasia, you see that, is a humane way to end a mutt's suffering when their quality of life has declined. Well, here's the thing. They should be euthanized even though their quality of life has not declined. Their quality of life has actually increased. And I'm saying euthanize them anyways. Why? Because our quality of life has declined as a result of their quality of life increasing. So, if dogs are to be euthanized when their quality of life declines, they should most definitely be euthanized when their existence causes our quality of life to decline. You don't agree that our quality of life declines with dogs around? Ask Wilma. I'm sure Wilma got a few stories. She might be reluctant to share them, might not want to share them, but she got them. In the process of feeding these turds, and it's crazy that they would attack her as she's trying to feed them. As obsessed with food as they are. At that moment, they were even more obsessed with doing what they were bred to do. Attack, maul, and delete. See, there was a conflict with both instincts, obsession with food and ripping somebody's face off. They probably looked at her as weak, bringing us food every day. You're not supposed to be doing that. Dogs don't do that to other dogs. These are not our kids. You have no idea how these things see you and view you doing something so abnormal. And they probably figure you're so dysfunctional and unusual, they have no respect for you. It's nothing for them to just delete you. You're like, what's wrong with you? You're dumb. Bringing us food every day. Acting like our beta. Why wouldn't they feel like the alpha and delete you? You think they looking at you as a loving mom. Boy, y'all's thinking in your lifestyle, you don't want to snap out of it. You're just going to keep ending up like this. It's quick and painless, okay? Quick and painless. So I don't want to hear nothing. No objections. You should have euthanized them. Should have euthanized them. You had to put your grandkids had to see that. Are you going to continue to tell them that dogs are sweet babies that they should worship? Are you going to tell them that now? Look at the confusion you're causing by being insane. How you're confusing the next generation. What are they to think? You worshiping these things, call them the greatest things on earth, and they just wound you up like this. What the youngsters supposed to think about this now? They come look at you with 1 foot in a grave. All because of these wonderful beasts you've been telling them are so wonderful and that they need to take a back seat to. Boy, oh boy. She fosters and supports 3 grandchildren. So you got youngsters dependent on your health and survival. And you just risking it every day like that? Real smart. Real smart. Dog lovers, y'all need to think about yourselves. I mean, you need to just snap out of it. Y'all brainwashed, you're possessed by demons. This is a suicidal demon, soulless demon that's in all of you. It's in these dogs and you. Y'all share this demon. You're turned into the dog. Basically, you absorb the dog's soullessness. Now you don't care about yourself, your family, nobody. It's crazy out here. And devalue your whole life, your family's life, to nothing, kaput. Now the dog's life is more valuable than your own. You're making the dog's life priority when you and your grandkids, you bring your grandkids around these things. You out of your mind? Of course you are. Y'all possessed. And this is what the people want. This is what the system wants. They want a population full of demons, self-destructive demons that don't value their own life. That's just what it is. You find it in all populations all through. It is rampant here in the United States. They just want you to delete yourselves. Fuel the prisons, fuel the graveyards. It's insane. Remember, the system endorsed and supported drill, which is basically focused, specialized in kids deleting kids. Starting as early as like 12 years old. They out with Roscoe's deleting kids. Where they ending up in the graveyard of prison before they even 20 years old. Definitely before 25, 30 years old. They in the graveyard. There is whole videos where you see dozens of these kids just from 12 years ago. And all of them are dead. Multiple videos you can find online like that. Where there are dozens of these kids, these youths, Just 10, 12 years ago, and all of them today are dead. Now that's from 12, let's say between 12 and 20. Dog culture focuses on devaluing life between 0 and 12. You see? Y'all better wake up. You think there's some kind of game. This also surfaced a few hours ago. 4-year-old killed by a pit bull. Do y'all know they had this dog for 8 years? That dog watched this 4-year-old grow up. For all you nutters who think, well, he grew up with the dog. They had the dog longer than the son. In the child's own home, where he's supposed to be safe, had been the family dog for 8 years before the attack, which left both the boy and look how they get, and the animal dead. Soak that in. He was playing in his back garden, attacked by the same pit bull that watched him grow. Understand, this is what Dodo brag about all the time. They love to showcase dogs that watch youngsters grow up from an infant, from day 0, from day 1 to age 4. If you document that on film, Dodo will pay you for it. We want that footage. That's what we want to promote. This idea, hey, if you get your dog to watch your youngster grow up, oh, they'll protect them. They'll be their protector. No, we all know better. We all know better than that here. You know, to the parents, are you going to trust another dog? If you have another youngster, you going to trust another dog with them? Probably not. Then they're going to tell you got xenophobia. Yeah, right? You got a mental problem. Also, a few days ago, a 12-year-old was scalped. This surfaced a couple days ago. 12-year-old girl killed by a pack of stray dogs, 15 stray dogs, who scalped her. And according to the reports, her scalp was completely removed. There was a phone call. And on the phone call, you could hear screaming, "Save me, help. There are lots of dogs." She repeatedly called out her friend's name, Lur, followed by screams and the sound of dogs barking. And then the call abruptly ended. Her bloody fingerprints were left on the garage wall after the attack. Must love dogs, huh? The sweet babies. Oh, Fido, you're the greatest thing on earth. Oh, you must love dogs. These things are like something out of a horror movie. This 12-year-old was just walking home from school. For all you dog lovers who might say, what did she do to set him off? You know how dog lovers. Oh, she must have done something. Yeah, she was walking home from school. How crazy is that? Look at that. By the time the friend's father arrived, her scalp had been completely torn off. Now, I keep telling people that's something that happens a lot with dogs. They go after the head, the face, and the tooth easily get inserted because your skull is round. You got a fang there to insert instantly inside of your skin, and then boom, you're being scalped like instantly. You imagine how that must feel? How do you think that feels to get scalped? She had brain swelling, torn leg muscles. Her internal organs had failed. Only her heart was still functioning. She was only being kept alive by adrenaline and a mechanical ventilation. Sadly, she was too weak to be transferred to a major hospital and passed. Well, like I said with Wilma, this is one of those places where they have a bunch of stray dogs. They should have euthanized them. Should have went out, and it's still not too late, and have mass euthanasia, the biggest mass euthanasia of dogs in history. Just wipe them all out to where there's just no dogs no more at all. Now, these are nasty maggot mutant turds, and that could, make us unhealthy. So it might be better to, after you euthanize them, don't bury them. We don't want their nasty, disease-ridden carcasses under the ground. Right? You might want to send them through a furnace after you euthanize them. This is for our own survival, our own well-being. This is what, if we were smart, we would do. Wouldn't put up with these things doing stuff like this. That's just a fact, people. If we were smart, this is what we would be doing. We would have done it already. We would not tolerate these brainless mutant beasts. In fact, they wouldn't even be here. We most likely wouldn't have to. They would have died off by now had we not kept them on this earth. So it's inhumane what we're doing. Keeping them on this earth is inhumane. They're mutants that nature would have wiped out a long time ago. We artificially keeping them on this earth, and look at what they're doing. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve nothing. Stop with the "we don't deserve dogs." No, dogs don't deserve to exist. Shout out to all of you able to join me for this live stream, and I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.